Hello, everybody. Let's talk about racism. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Okay, the first rule about racism is that if you're some kind of internet personality, you should probably not talk about racism. Okay, no, actually, you probably shouldn't make a lot of broad, generalized accusations towards your viewers. That's what I mean. That's where everyone tends to go wrong. The problem is, race is really sensitive. Social justice warriors are always trying to establish what stereotypes are okay and what are not. But the fact is that stereotypes are always inaccurate. But we need them. We have to have some kind of starting point when we interact with people we don't know. The starting point's not going to be very good, but you're going to flesh it out as you get to know the person. For example, I once met a woman from India, and I asked her if she liked Shah Rukh Khan. See, Shah Rukh Khan is a Bollywood actor, and he's like their version of Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller. For a long time he was in every movie, and I don't know why. Turns out she didn't really like Shah Rukh Khan, but I made an assumption about this woman based on her race. I assumed she knew who Shah Rukh Khan was. I was racist, and I don't care. Thanks to my racism, we were able to establish that she didn't like Shah Rukh Khan, and then we had a conversation about it. That's how and why racism comes to exist. That's why we have stereotypes. It helps us build our social relationships. Of course, you might not be surprised to hear exactly how often your brain cheats or gets things wrong, which is why a bad stereotype can be so harmful, but in my experience, I've really come to dislike social justice warriors because they're some of the most aberrantly racist jerks that I know. I once had a friend who drove all the way to Texas so that he could dress in drag and then wander around the streets antagonizing people. He did it so that he could prove that Texans were bigots. Then there was this comic I used to like called Sinfest that became a social justice soapbox. Recently, the author proposed that the world would be a better place if the Statue of Liberty wore a cheesy Halloween costume. Yes, what if we were racially sensitive enough to be completely stupid? The Statue of Liberty is a green French lady. When you start accusing the Statue of Liberty of being racist somehow, you've maybe gotten lost in your own little world. Sometimes it just seems to me like some kind of bizarre new age religion. And I know where this is going. Someone's gonna send me an email and they're gonna say, you can't say that about all social justice warriors. Some of us are more extreme than others. So okay then, here is what I say to you. Consider trying to be positive instead of a misanthropic jerk. Stop trying to convince the world that the world is terrible and that they need you to tell them why it's terrible. If someone goes around telling everyone that women are getting shut out of jobs and that they're not getting paid enough, you know what that is? That's discouraging. Why exactly do you want to create a self-fulfilling prophecy where you convince women that they're not going to get these jobs even if they work for them? You're just discouraging women from joining the workforce. Have you considered, instead of trying to spread negativity, spreading positive examples of women doing well in these positions? Like maybe spreading the fact that women are good at math, or that they're doing well in positions of leadership, or that they earn every penny that they're given? See, you start doing that, and you spread this public perception that women are desirable in the workforce. That's good, as opposed to being negative where you shoot yourself in the foot. No, actually, you don't even shoot yourself in the foot, do you? You shoot other people in the foot. You're shooting women in the foot. When my friend goes down to Texas and dresses up in drag to piss people off, he's creating a public perception that people in drag are terrible people. Eddie Izzard used to dress in drag, and he was awesome. All he ever did was dress in drag, though aside from that, he just did comedy. You know, Eddie Izzard probably did more to benefit the image of dressing in drag than my stupid social justice warrior friend ever will. Okay, so this has gotten a little bit heavy, and I've gotta say that the reason I'm so intense about it is because I know people personally who have been negatively impacted by the social justice crusade. It's stupid, and to me it's counterintuitive. I don't see how they even believe that they're gonna get the things that they claim they want. Anyway, speaking of things that we really want, you're probably all wondering how exactly this relates to the game. Well, clearly there's a lot of things that have got me thinking about the subject, but in Final Fantasy it's kinda weird the way that everyone keeps acting like Terra is the only one who can talk to the Espers. Or, in our case, Twilight is the only one who can talk to the Espers. The reason it's weird is because we met Ramu, who spoke fluent English and was very talkative. If he hadn't killed himself, he'd probably be like 100 times better as a diplomat. Plus, there's also later on, we find out that Espers used to be humans, but they were caught in a magical backdraft caused by a war between goddesses. So race in this game is not really a very prominent theme, but it's in there, and it's weird. So, I guess let's get back to that. So when we last left off, we were all dead. And this is that scene where we're dead. And here we are, in hell. It looks a lot like the airship, with all our friends on it. Friends being a term I use loosely. Cause they're sorta like, not quite Pinkie Pie, and not quite Rainbow Dash, and they're more like pod friends. Erg, for the time being, I don't own disguise. No, I don't care about the party, just stay as we are. Da-na-na-na, crash the airship. No one seems to want to have an in-depth conversation about it though, so I guess we're just ignoring it. It never happened. I do hope my rant on social justice wasn't too controversial. You know, that you just kind of get wrapped up thinking about that stuff. It's always really sensitive. The worst thing that happens is people always have these real strong emotional connections to what they believe in, and The problem with social justice warriors is that it's kind of a religious experience. I mean, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, they say, oh, there's a partridgearchy. Partridges are secretly controlling society from the background. You could argue with it, but eventually you start to feel like you're trying to argue against the concept of karma or something like that. You can't really prove or disprove any of it, it's just sort of a belief. They'll cite statistics as proving the belief, but I don't think a lot of people realize that statistics are not the same thing as a scientific study. The only thing you can really do with statistics is extrapolate hypotheses. You're not supposed to use them to draw conclusions. I mean, like, there's epidemiological studies, but those require you to know the cause of your problems in the first place. Hello, your town is on fire. What on earth? No one seems too worried about the fire, so... You guys just let this spread, I guess. I'll go check out the Empire. So, epidemiological studies, that would be something that would be interesting to talk about. What are you talking about? Talking with espers? Oh, thanks, Mayor, you just feign ignorance. It was like this when we got here. Oh, okay, guys, yeah, I'll just take the bullet for this one. No problem. We should start our own team. So anyway, though, epidemiology. It's like this. Suppose that you believe that television causes gastrointestinal infections. You want to prove that somehow. So you get statistics proving that everyone with a GI infection owns a television. Then you use this data to support your beliefs. Well, congratulations, you made a mockery of epidemiology. It's not how it's supposed to function, and I notice there's a lot of ponies in this building. How come you're not outside putting out the fire? I think I might be a bit crabby today. Okay, dudes, you win. Gilda, I'm a crab today. I'm gonna pinch you. Sithisto, go away. The Emperor's ready to call off the war. Seth! The espers came to save their friends, but once they saw what happened, they razed the town and scattered our army. Sithisto, you made Trixie too popular. We're hanging up our weapons and armor for good. Good as in like pizza is good, or like forever. The power of those espers is pretty radical. They're gonna blow up everything, you have to stop them. The Ninja Turtles are good at stopping radical things. They're radical. No pony's gonna make them sit down and listen. Except for maybe like Pony Henry Kissinger, he's pretty good. Listen, let's grab a bite to eat, then we can talk, or whatever. You know, crab at each other, if you're feeling crabby. What are you implying, Gilda? There's some people here who'd prefer to keep fighting. Please, before we dine, talk to as many soldiers as you can. Make them understand. I don't want to talk to soldiers. I woke up too early today. Please talk to as many soldiers as you can. You have 4 minutes until dinner. Supposed to convince people to lay down their weapons in 4 minutes? It would take more than 4 minutes to convince me to even try that. Okay, I'll do it. Hey you, I'm feeling crabby today. Lay down your weapons. Hey, lay down your weapon. Hey, you guys lay down your giant robot suits. Hey, you too, did you hear me say that to that guy? This is going pretty good. I think in no time at all, we're pretty much gonna have the entire place disarmed. Raising awareness, you know, that's what it's all about. We're just going around, letting everybody know that, like, 30% of people who keep their swords also get pancreatic cancer. Ah! That guy just tried to kill us! Well, this just goes to show that they have a culture of violence, and everyone in the Empire is a culturally violent jerk. Hey you, you're a culturally violent jerk. Hey you up there by the sink, you're a jerk. Your family is a jerk. Everyone you know is a jerk. Your entire country is a jerk. Also, you're in the way of the bathroom. Can you move, please? Thank you. Hey you, you're a jerk! Ah! Well, that guy tried to kill us too. Clearly, just outright insulting them and everything they know isn't working somehow. For some reason, they just can't quite get their heads around the fact that they're all jerks. Now, why do you suppose that they wouldn't respond to my confrontational accusations? Oh, I know. They must be in some kind of elevated position where they don't have to consider my bullcrap. How can I lower their position so that I'm above them and they'll take me seriously? Oh, I know, by making their position feel like crap. Let's see, where's my next victim? Hey you, your high position sucks. Being in a high position makes you dumb. Let me see, I gotta go find someone else. This is probably working really well. If you're higher than me, you're actually lower. Hey! Oh my gosh, this guy attacked me too. It's like they don't even want me to make society 100% absolutely better for everyone. I don't think the problem is me, I think it's still them. I think that maybe they're still worried about being in a higher position, you know, they just naturally want to be higher. So maybe I'll make it seem like they're in a higher position if they agree with me. Yeah, their culture has totally screwed them up, but if they agree with me, they're not jerks anymore. Hey you, if you believe in me, you're not a jerk. Hey you, if you believe what I tell you, you're not a jerk. All your friends are jerks, but you're not a jerk because you believe me. Hey you, follow in my ways and you're not a jerk, unlike all the others. Yeah, this is good, this is going much better. Now, if they join with me, it's like an us versus them kind of thing, you know? Everyone who disagrees is them, and everyone who does agree is us. That'll help keep everything in check. And also, if they disagree, it's because their elevated position blinds them to the truth. It's like having sin or being a heretic, you know? You need someone who's not in a high enough position to tell you how things are supposed to work. Hey! That guy just casually challenged me! Doesn't he realize that I have like the lowest position around here because I'm not even part of the Empire, therefore I have the most insight into their culture? Since I really have no idea how the Empire works, my outside perspective is the most valuable one that they could possibly ever want. My opinion can't possibly be biased or tainted by their culture. Oh, here we got Discord in here. Grr, how dare they put me in a place like this? I don't believe this. So, yeah, I don't really recall what we were trying to do with our social reform. I mean, I'm sure there was some kind of positive thing we were trying to spread. But the important thing now is that we've established a lot of negative social stigma for disagreeing with me. So as soon as I figure out what we have to do, I can force everyone to do it. Even if that means taking cyanide to prove a point to the government. Oh gosh, I just formed a cult. I bet you guys thought that all this social justice stuff was just a rant that wasn't gonna get worked into the Let's Play, huh? Well, I tricked you! I do lots of parody and I had a plan all along. But okay, here's the bottom line. You guys have the prerogative to believe whatever it is you gotta believe. Everyone is different, and no one can say for sure what's right for everybody. So if you think something is wrong with the world, then I know that you mean well if you're trying to stop it. Just try to be really careful about group ideologies. If someone tries to get you to rally behind a battle against some nebulous, intangible enemy who you can't really pin down, that's kind of a red flag. It's group control. It's propaganda. They're trying to get you behind them without really thinking about what you're standing behind. Tricks like ridicule also have kind of the same effect. It's well documented and very common in cults. You think to yourself, I would never fall into a cult, I'm not stupid, and well, no, actually, these group control tricks are how people get tricked into cults. You don't have to be stupid, your brain is stupid for you. You could be a genius and your brain would still be doing a lot of really dumb things to save itself on processing time. You won't be able to help falling for that stuff sometimes. We all do. Just try to ask yourself critical questions of the group that you're in. You know they can't always be right about everything. But speaking of group dynamics, check it out. We're now negotiating with Gilda and the Ghost Squad. I think those guys used to be like Emperor Palpatine's Royal Guard. Now that we've got the palette swap though, they're all spooky ghosts. Okay, we'll totally let them stay in jail for a while. That's in reference to Discord. I wanted to apologize about the poisoning of Sweet Apple. That was legitimately bogus of Discord. Oh, you know, well, we're over it. I mean, AJ's still sore, but, you know, her family died. I'm sorry, okay? Discord's rotting in jail, and I've got top ponies working on cleanup. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it. General Trixie. Was she a spy? We don't trust Trixie. None of these options are good. Yeah, Discord was pulling a fast one with you there. Trixie's been wanting out for a long time, and that's why she joined up with the rebels. No, she joined up because Apple Bloom saved her. Then she stayed with us because it was convenient, but spent the whole time calling us names. Oh, by the way, completely out of the blue, why did we talk to your soldiers? Well, we have a lot of diehards here. I figured you wouldn't mind flexing a little at the lamos who wouldn't fall in line. Oh, so you wanted us to cause violence, okay. So, not to rush you or anything, but can we talk about that Esper thing now? Yeah, I don't care, let's talk about the Espers. So those Espers really did a number on us here. I know we totally made the first move, but they have us over a barrel here. Yes, the Espers have gone too far. They are whales and silly things, and they cannot do this. After those Esper things came, I knew that was it. We have no idea what we're doing. We hired Seth to do research, but he just does websites and stuff. It's really not like the same. About those questions you asked, all one of them, what was it? Why did you have us talk to your soldiers? Oh, right. Totally. Anyway, war's over. You get that right? We're done here. Call off the dogs for me, okay? We are the dogs. You seem a bit tired. Care for a rest break? Yeah, let's take a break. All this sitting around in front of food is really tiring. Actually, how much food do we even have? It looks like we've got a couple lobsters placed strategically around the table, so only some of us can reach it. Oh sure, ghost guys, I'll fight you. So this is the only unique battle that we've got all game, so I figure I'd just show it to you. It's really quick. Anyway, for those of you kind of rolling your eyes through all the social commentary and whatever, it's probably going to be the last time I do that. I don't really have friends rallying me up about much else, so... Really, I mean, just promise me guys that you'll never drive down to Texas specifically just to piss people off by wearing a dress. I don't care if you wear a dress, and I don't think that most Texans care either. I mean, they gotta like wake up in the mornings and feed their kids and go to work, and then they come home and they just want to watch TV. Why would they care? I mean, it's my perspective. You know, you might have different experiences, but people look up to positivity and forward thinking. I really like to believe that anyway. Sure, peace is totally righteous, dude. Yeah, Gilda's not so bad. She's nice, see? She's into being friendly. Okay, so after they thrashed everything, those Esper guys took off by northwest, I think. We kinda gotta find them, right? Gotta let them know the party's over. Time to go home. I'm over my daddy issues now. Wait, daddy issues? What? What is she, Tim Burton? But there's kinda one catch. I'm pretty beat without Twilight Sparkle. Kinda need her for this. See, this is weird. Twilight never succeeds at this. She's a terrible diplomat. She's the only one who can talk to espers, right? No, we can all talk to espers. Good, there's a boat we can take. You're coming, right? Yeah, I guess. Great, I'll put up someone from my team to help out. Hey, General Z! Oh good, Zecora. Just what we need. For those I have not met, Zecora is the name my parents set. Oh, come on, your meter is way off. Truly, that is their greatest warrior. If only she were in charge. You say that right in front of Gilda. Applejack, to you I must apologize. Discord Juice of Poison came as a complete surprise. It's not quite rhyming. I reckon you would have stopped him if you all were there. I'm pretty sure she would have composed a rhyme that would confuse the army. You know, that's what she does. Alhoof is where I'll be. Please come and meet with me. Well, try your best to not be sunk if I should show up quite drunk. Because you sicken me, Zecora, and it's the only way I'm going to tolerate your stupid rhyming company. Okay, so you all know the plan, right? Find the espers and tell them what I want to hear. Great. So we've gone from dead to in bed with the Empire. So anyway, like I said, the social commentary thing is not really going to become like a regular thing. It just seemed like a good idea to talk about during the game's awareness campaign thing. The next section of the game, though, is going to be a little bit slow. There's a lot of cutscenes, and we're going to have to investigate Trixie's feelings. So yes, let's look forward to that. Thanks for playing with me, everybody.
I see a never-been-death